Your doctor just lied to you about aging, and it could literally kill you. While you trusted medical advice, millions of seniors are dying earlier because of 6 devastating myths that even healthcare professionals believe are true. Here's something that might shock you. Martha Williams started weightlifting at 73 years old. Not kidding. She can now deadlift more than most people half her age. But if you believed what society tells us about aging, Martha should be shuffling around with a walker by now. Right, wrong. Dead wrong. We've been fed this massive lie that getting older automatically means becoming weak and frail. It's everywhere. Movies showing elderly people as helpless, commercials pushing products for the inevitable decline, even doctors who assume every ache is just getting old. Well, time to bust this myth wide open. Here's what actually happens when seniors stay active. Their muscles grow stronger, their bones get denser, their hearts pump more efficiently. Researchers found that people who start regular exercise in their 70s can build muscle mass that rivals someone 20 years younger. Makes sense when you think about it. Muscles don't check your birth certificate before deciding whether to grow. Then there's the disease prevention angle. Staying active doesn't just make you feel good. It literally rewrites your health story. Regular exercise slashes the risk of diabetes by 40% in older adults. Heart disease cut in half. Obesity becomes much less likely too. Your body keeps working like the incredible machine it is, regardless of how many candles were on your last birthday cake. But what about arthritis? Everyone gets that eventually, right? Actually, no, about half of people over 75 don't have arthritis at all. Half. That means it's basically a coin flip, not a guarantee. Yet we act like joint pain is as certain as taxes. Let's not forget the fall situation everyone obsesses over. Yes, most falls happen at home. But here's the kicker, simple safety fixes dramatically cut that risk. Better lighting, grab bars, removing throw rugs. Basic stuff. The fear of falling often does more damage than actual falling because it keeps people from moving altogether. And the weird part is how we think about muscle loss. Sure, it happens with age if you do nothing about it. Keyword, if exercise can restore a surprising amount of strength, even after years of decline. Your muscles have this amazing ability to bounce back when you challenge them again. The real tragedy isn't aging itself. It's believing the lie that aging equals automatic weakness. When seniors buy into this myth, they stop trying. They park themselves in recliners and wait for decline to happen. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Meanwhile, people like Martha are out there proving the opposite every single day. She's not some genetic freak or fitness fanatic who trained her whole life. She's just someone who refused to accept the lie that her age meant game over. Your body doesn't suddenly switch into fragile mode when you hit 65 or 70 or 80. It responds to how you treat it. Period. Speaking of myths about aging, there's another whopper that's just as destructive, and it happens inside your head rather than your muscles. Most people expect their memory to vanish the moment they hit retirement age. But here's what nobody talks about. Less than 12% of people over 65 actually develop dementia or Alzheimer's. That means roughly 88% of seniors keep their minds sharp throughout their golden years. Your brain isn't a smartphone with limited storage that slows down after too many updates. When you forget where you put your keys or can't recall that actor's name, you're experiencing normal forgetfulness, not early dementia. Even 30-year-olds do this stuff daily. The difference? They don't panic about it. Then there's the incredible adaptability of aging brains. Neuroplasticity doesn't pack up and leave when you turn 65. Your brain keeps forming new connections, learning new skills, and creating fresh memories well into your 80s and beyond. Some seniors pick up piano at 70, learn new languages at 75, or master technology that baffles their grandchildren. Makes sense, right? Well, here's where it gets interesting. Mental stimulation acts like a gym membership for your brain. Reading books, solving puzzles, playing chess, or even arguing politics with your neighbor all strengthen neural pathways. The use it or lose it principle applies perfectly here. Seniors who challenge their minds regularly show better memory performance than those who spend hours watching mindless television. Let's not forget the social connection factor. Isolation destroys memory faster than age ever could. Seniors with active social lives, whether through book clubs, volunteer work, or regular coffee dates, maintain sharper cognitive function than hermits. Your brain thrives on conversation, laughter, and shared experiences. Loneliness literally shrinks brain tissue in areas responsible for memory and learning, And the weird part is how anxiety about memory loss actually makes memory worse. When you constantly worry about forgetting things, you create stress hormones that interfere with memory formation. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Relaxed seniors who don't obsess over every small memory lapse perform better on cognitive tests. But why do we assume memory decline is inevitable? Blame Hollywood and medical myths. Movies show confused elderly characters shuffling around, lost and helpless. Reality tells a different story. Most seniors remember their childhoods vividly, manage complex finances, and navigate relationships with wisdom accumulated over decades. The brain changes with age, sure. Processing speed might slow slightly, but wisdom, vocabulary, and crystallized knowledge often improve. Many seniors know more words, understand complex concepts better, and make sounder decisions than younger adults. They've simply traded raw processing speed for accumulated intelligence. Consider this. Companies actively recruit senior employees for their problem-solving skills and institutional memory. These aren't confused, declining minds, they're experienced brains operating at peak wisdom levels. Age brings perspective that no amount of youthful energy can replicate. Your memory isn't destined to fade just because you're aging. With mental stimulation, social engagement, and realistic expectations about normal forgetfulness, most seniors maintain excellent cognitive function throughout their lives. However, there's another myth that might surprise you even more, one about emotional health that affects how clearly seniors actually think and remember. Here's something that might shock you. Older adults are actually less likely to be depressed than their younger counterparts. Yet somehow we've convinced ourselves that sadness just comes with the territory of aging. That's complete nonsense. The numbers tell a different story entirely. Depression rates peak in middle age, then drop significantly after 65. Makes sense, right? Many seniors have figured out what truly matters in life. They've weathered storms, celebrated victories, and developed the kind of wisdom that comes from decades of experience. But here's where it gets interesting. We keep treating normal life transitions as automatic triggers for depression. Retirement doesn't equal depression. Neither does becoming a grandparent or moving to a smaller home. These are major changes, sure, but change doesn't automatically mean misery. Many seniors describe retirement as liberation from decades of workplace stress. They finally have time for hobbies, travel, and relationships they've been putting on the back burner. Let's not forget the friendship factor here. Older adults often maintain deeper, more meaningful relationships than younger people. They've learned to cut through superficial connections and focus on bonds that actually matter. Quality beats quantity every single time. Research shows that seniors with strong social networks report higher life satisfaction than isolated younger adults scrolling through hundreds of online friends. Then there's the memory advantage. Happy memories accumulate over decades. While a 25-year-old might stress about an uncertain future, many 75-year-olds can look back on successful careers, children they've raised, and adventures they've experienced. That's a pretty solid foundation for contentment. But why does depression in seniors often go unnoticed? The weird part is how differently it shows up compared to younger adults. Instead of obvious sadness, older adults might experience persistent fatigue, unexplained aches, sleep disturbances, or loss of appetite. Family members dismiss these as normal aging when they're actually treatable symptoms of depression. Loneliness gets confused with inevitable isolation too often. Yes, seniors may lose spouses or close friends, but loneliness isn't a permanent sentence. Community centers, volunteer opportunities, book clubs, exercise groups, countless options exist for building new connections. Some seniors discover their most fulfilling friendships after age 70. Social activities work like medicine for emotional health. Dancing classes, gardening clubs, or even regular coffee dates with neighbors can transform someone's entire outlook. Therapy isn't just for young people either. Many seniors find tremendous relief in talking through life transitions with trained professionals who understand their unique challenges. The key insight: depression at any age is a medical condition, not a character flaw or inevitable consequence of growing older. It responds to treatment, social support, and lifestyle changes just as effectively in seniors as in younger adults. Maybe even more effectively, since older adults often have better perspective on what strategies actually work for them. Speaking of what actually works for seniors, there's another dangerous myth we need to address: The idea that physical activity becomes too risky as we age, when the opposite is actually true. Here's the truth that might shock you. Sitting on the couch being careful is actually more dangerous than going for a walk. Yet millions of seniors avoid exercise because they've been told it's too risky. What a load of nonsense. Your bones need stress to stay strong. When you stop moving, they get weaker faster than a politician's promise during election season. The same goes for your muscles, balance, and coordination. The safe choice of staying sedentary is like choosing to rust away slowly. Most seniors can safely walk, swim, or bike once their doctor gives the green light. Notice I said most, not some or a few lucky ones. We're talking about the majority of older adults who've been convinced they're too fragile for normal human movement. Walking isn't extreme sports. It's what humans do. But here's where it gets interesting. Gentle exercise like yoga or stretching doesn't just improve balance and mood, it literally rewires your brain's relationship with your body. Those wobbly moments that make you grab the nearest wall, they happen less when your muscles remember how to work together. Makes sense, right? Then there's the fall prevention myth that needs busting. Everyone thinks exercise causes falls, but regular activity actually prevents them. Your body learns to catch itself, adjust quickly, and stay upright when something unexpected happens. A sedentary person stepping off a curb wrong is in much more danger than an active person navigating the same situation. The activities don't have to look like what you see in fitness commercials either. Sports, gardening, or dancing all count as healthy movement for older adults. Your neighbor who tends her tomato plants every morning is doing strength training. The guy who still plays tennis twice a week, he's doing cardio and coordination work that puts some 20-year-olds to shame. Well, what about injuries? Fair question. Here's the contrarian angle. Nobody talks about stopping movement raises your injury risk more than staying active. When you don't use your muscles, they forget how to protect your joints. Your reflexes slow down, your bones become brittle. That's not protection meat. That's preparation for disaster. The weird part is how backwards our thinking has become. We worry about a senior pulling a muscle during water aerobics, but we don't worry about them struggling to get out of bed because their legs have gotten too weak. We fret about tennis elbow but ignore the depression that comes from giving up activities you love. Your body doesn't have an expiration date for movement. It has a use it or lose it policy that gets stricter with age, but the basic rules remain the same. Move regularly, start gradually, listen to your body, and stay consistent. Activity isn't just about your muscles and bones, though. There's another piece of this healthy aging puzzle that gets ignored even more than exercise. Something that happens every single night, yet most seniors are told they need less of it as they get older. Here's something that'll surprise you. Seniors supposedly need less sleep than younger people. Wrong. Adults over 65 still need about 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night. That's the same as everyone else. Yet somehow this myth refuses to die. The belief probably comes from watching older relatives wake up at 5 a.m. or take afternoon naps. But early rising doesn't mean they need less sleep. Often it means they're not getting quality rest at night. Makes sense, right? Poor sleep isn't just about feeling tired the next day. For seniors, it becomes dangerous fast. Sleep problems raise the risk of diabetes, heart disease, and depression. The weird part is that many older adults accept restless nights as normal aging. They shouldn't. Sleeping poorly leads to more accidents and serious health issues for seniors. When you're exhausted, your balance suffers. Your reaction time slows down. Your immune system weakens. One study found that seniors who sleep less than 6 hours nightly have a 30% higher risk of falling. That's not a small number, when falls can be life-changing. Well, what's keeping seniors awake anyway? Sometimes it's medical conditions or medications, but often it's habits that seem harmless. Electronics before bed mess with sleep cycles at any age. That late-night iPad session or TV show disrupts the brain's natural wind-down process. Then there are those afternoon naps. A quick 20-minute power nap? Fine. But long daytime sleep sessions steal from nighttime rest. It creates a frustrating cycle where you're tired during the day but wide awake at 2 a.m. Let's not forget the bedroom environment itself. Temperature matters more than people realize. A room that's too warm or too cold disrupts sleep quality. Noise from traffic, neighbors, or even a snoring partner can fragment sleep without you fully waking up. Sticking to a regular bedtime helps improve sleep quality dramatically. Going to bed and waking up at the same time every day trains your internal clock, even on weekends, even when you don't feel tired yet. Consistency beats perfection here. But why do we care so much about senior sleep anyway? Because good sleep is like a magic pill for aging well. It helps memory formation, boosts immune function, and keeps emotions stable. Seniors who sleep well stay sharper, healthier, and happier. The solution isn't sleeping pills for everyone. Good sleep habits work better long term. Keep the bedroom cool and dark. Put away screens an hour before bed. Skip that 3 p.m. coffee. Create a calming bedtime routine that signals your brain it's time to rest. And the most important habit, taking sleep seriously. When older adults treat sleep as optional or expect it to naturally decline, they accept problems that have solutions. Quality sleep isn't a luxury for seniors, it's essential medicine. Age might change when you feel sleepy, but it doesn't change how much rest your brain and body need to function properly.